Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Pints and Quarts, a show brought to you by the Craft Beer Nation. Tonight is actually a special episode. We have some friends. You may have seen our interview with them from back in the early part of June. We did an on-site interview with Aslin Beer Company, and tonight we have them joining us tonight for some exclusive announcements that they're going to make that no one knows of yet. So we're privy to being this is going to be the equivalent of CNN breaking news all day long on the bottom of the screen, the same news that's breaking all day. Nonetheless, we're joined by Andrew Kelly and Kai Leskowitz from Aslan Beer Company. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. How you doing, Randy?
Let's make some noise.
Make some noise for Kai. And
Yay.
we're also joined by Freddie Rodriguez. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Doing great.
Drinking an Aslan beer, I see.
Nice Aslan Crowler, Champion of the Sun. Hanging out with some good people.
Gil Mello, how are you tonight, my man?
Doing great, man.
All right. So let's get down to it. Kai, Andrew, anything on the horizon you guys want to talk about? Maybe, what you guys been having lines, the last month and a half, 2 months, you've been having lines from Herndon to Richmond for your beer. So you guys got any announcements?
It's for the stickers. It's not for the beer.
They're coming for the stickers. Shout out to Rich for the sticker game being strong.
Yeah.
So what's going on, fellas?
Well, we're in the process right now of building out our brew house. We can update the equipment, basically. Drew and I just finalized some contracts with BDB Brewing. They're out of Frankfurt, Germany. We're looking at doing like an automated system. We're moving everything over to the metrics. So we'll be doing 10 hectoliters on the hot side and 20 hectoliter vessels on the cold fermentation side. We're looking at doing 420 hex on the cold side, moving some of those 4 barrels we currently have in there off to the side so we can keep those, and then popping in a 10 hectoliter brew house. So we're looking at turning 8.5 barrels per batch, double batching or triple batching, and making sure that we're increasing our volumes here.
So this the equipment that you're getting, I mean, we've seen your brew house before. It's tight in there, right? So is this equipment going to be standard run-of-the-mill tanks, or is it going to be different for space configuration purposes, or?
Yeah, so all the fermenters will be built custom for our small brew house that we're in at the moment. I think we're 400 square foot brew house. The hot side where we'll have our mash lauter tun, boil kettle, and whirlpool kettle will also be custom built for the small space. But the idea is whenever we get an opportunity to move up to an even larger system, hopefully we can take this system wherever that may be.
So these tanks are probably going to be like super tall, I'm guessing, right? Because I mean, you don't have the space back there for like the regular girthy size tanks.
No,
right?
they're going to be taller and thinner than what most people are used to.
So how long are you guys going to have to, I imagine you're going to have to shut down shop for a little bit to get all this stuff installed, right? Or
yeah, we hope to minimize the shutdown time. We haven't really decided when or how we'll close. Maybe we'll just do to-go beer on certain days instead of allowing for draft pours. But we hope the lack of beer production we won't be producing beer for a time being of only being a week or 2 at most.
Well, I think all of your patrons will gladly, at worst, spend a week or 2 without your beer so that they can get even more beer in the future, right? For since you'll have more beer to put out. So yeah, you guys got any plans? Since you're going to be increasing capacity, are there going to be any plans to can or bottle or
No problem.
along those lines?
Yeah, we're going to be changing the format for our beer release, and we're going to drop the crowlers as far as releasing goes, and hopefully move those back to being on demand the way they were back in February when we introduced the growler machine. Bring back the growler fills on demand as well, and allow people to buy our to-goes all through bottles. 500 mil or 750 mil platform, and we're going to be doing that with a 4-head filler, and just hopefully get that plugged in October and get a couple runs on it, so once the system's in place, we can make sure that we're streamlining releases through the bottling.
Cool.
So 10 hectoliter, you can add quite a few fermenter with that amount of production. Like, are you expecting to have to move on the near future? Because you think you're gonna have enough space for a while?
We can grow to about so this system will, right now we're producing around 500 barrels per year. This system will bring us to about 2,000, and then we can grow to as large as a 4,000 barrel production capacity.
Nice.
By adding 4 more 20-barrel fermenters.
On that same location, I think that, or I think that's what my question. You could do that on that same location where
Yes.
you're gonna put that. Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you guys decide to go the bottle route instead of this seemingly growing popularity in cans, like pint cans?
Well, I think it's a little twofold there. We love canning. We wouldn't have gotten into crowlering if we didn't think cans were cool and hot and a great medium for putting nice label art out there. However, Drew and I are both attracted to the way bottles look. They bring like some kind of air of elegance to your beer with them. We thought that was the best approach for the style of beer we're doing, and we feel like maybe it's a little bit more of a nod towards Trillium and what they do with their bottling. They really make their beers look fantastic in those beautiful bottles with that, merchant paper labels and stuff. We like that. We think it's a great approach. Now, from the actual product side, it's more or less of a way for us to control oxygen on the beer. The type of beer we're doing is super sensitive to oxygen, and the last thing we want to do is bet a batch of beer on high DO levels coming out of a canning line or a mobile canner. We understand the systems are getting better and people can control those things, but putting in our hands and making sure that we're actually running those tests and controlling the product from the tank and from the brew side all the way into the bottles is the only way that we feel comfortable ensuring that our product can get to the market untainted.
Trillium actually just switched their format on their
they use the canning now.
For their hoppy beers. So, but nonetheless, I mean, you can't argue with wanting to, choosing to go the bottle route because it maintains the integrity of the beer. I'm never going to be mad at that. I mean, thank you.
Also, if you go 750 or a plumber, you have a better distribution while you're growing too, because you can get much more beer out there. It's a 4-6 pack. You have to do a lot of beer to fill. People don't like that's. If you look at the brewery, that's how they achieve such a large footprint, is because they put everything in big bottles that allow them to have a nicer and better distribution. Yeah. I do like big bottles as well.
Well, we picked those sizes kind of as our intro to the bottling market. 500 strictly because that's essentially a little bit bigger than a pint. One person can drink that. 750s because that's a share bottle. If you're enjoying the beer, you're going to sit down with a buddy and split that, and you guys are both going to have a good volume of beer to put between the two of you. So, I mean, that's really where our head's at with those sizes right now.
So are you gonna do, like, let's say, like, just for instance, like in all your hoppy beers in bottles, or is it gonna be like stouts as well? Or are you gonna have some like the Berliner Weisses in only crowlers? Have you guys thought about that yet, or is everything gonna be bottled pretty much?
We'll probably play to what the demand is, but we'll start off with hoppy beers. We haven't decided on the Berliner Weisses yet.
Mm-hmm.
Those are, with the amount of fruit that we add, they're very expensive, so sometimes it's not cost productive to put it in bottles. As far as stouts, I don't see why not. We're looking to figure out how we can get a larger barrel aging program, and also start doing some wild ales and spontaneously fermented beer as well.
For the record, I mean, obviously you guys have it may not have been your intention. Well, I know for a fact that your intention initially was just to be a good beer brewery, like just brew good beer, period. And you've kind of become to be known as an IPA first brewery. And although I do absolutely enjoy literally all of your IPAs, I gotta tell you, I'm a massive fan of your Berliners and your Gozas. And so I just wanted to put that out there for the record. If anybody out there who hasn't had any of Aslan's beer, if you get a chance to try any of the Berliners they put out or any of the Gozas that they put out, you're welcome. So, moving on from the actual structure of the brew house and how you're going to increase capacity there, you guys got any plans? Any collaborations on deck that you wanna talk about? I mean, because the New England style IPA or Northeast or whatever it is, that style is crazy popular right now. That's what everybody is into, and you got a lot of good breweries that do that particular style. Are you guys maybe talking about partnering up with some other folks who do some things along those lines?
Yeah, we have a few confirmed. I think the most recent tomorrow we're gonna brew our first collaboration with Penn Druid down at Penn Druid. We'll let them announce what beer it is, but I hope to have that for our anniversary party.
Nice.
And they're another. For those who don't know, Penn Druid is another Virginia brewery. They're out in I think they're out in Sperryville.
Sperryville, correct? Yep.
And they kind of specialize like they're like I've never been, but I've heard about them. They're like true farmhouse, like roasting their own. I mean, they roast their own malts and everything, right?
Yeah, they get their malts from a local roaster, right? Like right around the corner.
A distillery, correct?
Yeah, the distillery, and they harvest their own yeast. Like the guys wandered around a field and picked some yeast off of some flowers they really liked, and turned out to be fantastic for them. So they're doing like barrel fermented wild yeast beers, and they're phenomenal.
Nice.
So that's gonna be a little bit of a contrast between you guys, right? I mean, well, you guys do some saisons and stuff like that, but the bulk of your production right now, I think it's pretty safe to say, is IPAs. And for these guys to have like this wild yeasty thing that they're doing over there, that's gonna be an interesting beer to say the least. I mean, so I'm gonna be stalking Penn Druid for the next couple of weeks to see what style of beer that you guys are gonna be putting out with them. So that's real cool. Keeping it in Virginia. And then also I saw on I think it was either Facebook or Instagram that you guys have to collab with Triple Crossing down in Richmond.
Oh yeah.
Can you guys speak about that beer at all, or?
Yeah, well, we're gonna do a double IPA with Triple Crossings. We went down there maybe a month ago or so and met up with Jeremy and have been talking to Adam via email and stuff, and we're super excited to get a beer that both of our breweries can get behind and really feel like we have something to bring to the table. We've been impressed with a lot of the beers that they've been bringing out, and I think it's mutual and they like what we do. The super hazy, super juicy beers. So it looks like that beer is actually also going to make an appearance at Snallygaster this year.
Oh,
yeah, I think Snallygaster or Greg from Church made that announcement 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Put the post up that shows that the beer is called Form and Void. It's a double IPA.
I know some people that will be there.
Yeah, I heard you guys are coming down.
So wait, that beer's going to be called Form and Void? Did the name change?
Yeah, we made a name change. We wanted to make sure that everyone involved in the collaborative liked what was going on, and we were tossing names back and forth and landed on that.
I got you. And yeah, I'm excited about that because Triple Crossing is a sleeper, man. I mean, yeah, this is that's I don't know why I'm acting like I'm going to be helping you out brew the beer. I'm saying like that's going to be fun. like I have anything to do with it.
You should come pour the beer, man. It'd be a good time.
Hey, don't threaten me with a good time. So go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Kai. I know he mentioned something about anniversary party. Is there a date for that already set up, or
The 25th, right?
is it 25th?
Drew's running all the details on that, so I'll let him.
Yeah, we haven't solidified anything yet, but it's looking like September 24th. We hope to post something in the next few days about that.
Cool.
That's my mom's birthday, but she'll be all right. I'm kidding. That's not really my mom's birthday. So, so anybody there, if you haven't seen any of Aslan's beer before, this is what it looks like: guava juice or
Yeast starter.
yeah, this is chicken broth, as they say.
Yeah.
So looks beautiful, tastes even better. All right, so
Well, I think you guys are doing probably, as Rennie mentioned before, to me, your Berliner Weiss is something that you guys hit the nail right on the head. And just, so is that something that you always evolve? You always try? You don't see a lot of brewing do crazy stuff with Berliner Weiss. They do one or two, and mostly they do a lot of addition into their hoppy beers. But you guys seems to have like to play with your Berliner Weiss, and is that a style that you guys really like and you just like to play with?
I mean, I know we went over this a little bit the first time when we talked in that interview a few months ago. We just do what we like, and we know we like certain fruits. We think those fruits can match certain beer styles, so we just start playing around and find out that they do work, and love the way it just kind of works itself out. And especially since like we're making beers that we really like, especially for summer, like a Berliner Weiss is just as good as a decent Pils or some kind of like Czech lager, and just like something that's super refreshing. It's tart enough where you just kind of get like this need to drink a little bit more. It's low ABV, so you can crush a couple of them and still be like pretty lucid and really know what's going on. And that's all we're going for, is just to keep making good beers that we all like to enjoy and drink a lot of. Nothing to get too out of hand with. And if we can be playful with it and find fruits that really match the profile of the beers, kind of like I was saying, it's a nod to the old German syrup style, or like a Radler or things like that. Like that's what we're thinking of. We're trying to fold some different things in and introduce our beer drinking community and our fans to something that they might not know they're attracted to, or they may not know they like, but they know they like passion fruit, or they know they like guava, and they're willing to try something funky like a Berliner, or a sour beer that has that.
Yeah, the reason I bring that up is I want our viewers really know that you guys are not a one-trick pony. I mean, you're doing some other styles there. It's amazing. Sometimes we get so caught up on the whole, hoppy IPAs and stuff, but all the other beers I had there was just delightful. So
thank you.
Yeah, people need to make sure to check the whole spectrum of beers you guys are making.
We definitely hope with the new brew house that we can, have a larger capacity so we can showcase other styles that we think we do well, and start experimenting with other things.
I mean, I know you guys have had some of our How Now, our milk stout, and that's another area we're going. I think Left Hand has done a fantastic job of introducing people to what a milk stout is, and then putting it on nitro and showing people like how fantastic that creaminess in the beer can be. We'd love to be doing that. We've made a great relationship with Weird Brothers Coffee and getting them to match coffee profiles with our milk stouts, and we've done 2 or 3 different variants now that's had their coffee in it that matched our milk stout profile fairly well, and it kills. It's a sleeper beer for our brewery. Like it'll run like 3 or 4 days versus an IPA that sells out in a couple hours, but it's so easily drinkable and it is approachable. I think that you're right by saying we're definitely not a one-trick pony, which I enjoy as a brewer and a co-founder of Aslin Beer Company, that we can do much more than just one thing.
Yeah, that How Now Brown Cow is going to be absolutely. I was actually speaking to Richard saying this beer would be dumb if you put it on nitro. Like it would be a banger. And also I'm happy that on the Snallygasser list you guys are going to be doing the passion fruit mango Berliner, and that
was good. Yeah. The passion fruit guava was incredible as well. I couldn't believe the amount of guava that came through. That was really, really good.
So
that beer is spoiled for me because I did, I think 2 or 3 reviews of passion fruit beers after that, right? And it's kind of a spoil everything else for me after that. It was like, Okay.
So speaking of like the beers though as well, you said how not brown cow. You can totally shut me down. Just be like, Freddie, I'm not gonna disclose this. But any plans? I've had a few deceivers. Any plans of trying to get that into a barrel? I'm sure you guys probably thought of it already, but
Yeah, we have one barrel of Deceiver in a Maker's Mark barrel,
Nice.
and then we have one in a Hickory Syrup barrel,
What?
nice.
and then we have a thicker stout, which we call Delusions of Grandeur, which is a single running stout in two Hickory Syrup barrels.
Oh man.
I'm so glad I live like 30 minutes away.
I'm so glad you do too.
So
We don't know when those will be ready. You know, our motto is it's ready when it's ready.
it doesn't matter. I'll be there. So any more collaborations or?
Well, we're working on at least 3 other ones that we confirmed. And then there's a handful of other ones that we have in the pipeline that we would love to talk about, but we need to make sure that we've got friends and really good relationships before we start flapping our mouths about all that kind of stuff. But we made it up to Cambridge, Maryland about a month ago, and made some friends at Real Ale Revival, and we've been working on something. So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys saw something come out around the same time as the Penn Druid beer, maybe at a similar event or something. So.
For those who don't know,
this new brewery. Go ahead, Brandon. Sorry about that.
Real Ale Revival, also known as RAR. So if you didn't, Real Ale Revival, they're brewing some killer beer. Anyway, go ahead, Gil.
I was just wondering, like, what's your vision for distribution in the near future? Having this, it going to be still a while yet, distributing out of the brewery, or you guys are looking into spread a little bit your arms around?
Yeah, it's going to be very limited distribution, if any. A lot of it's going to be hopefully dedicated tap lines at bars or growler shops that we feel are key locations where customers have a hard time getting access to our beer.
Woodbridge.
Cool.
All right,
Yeah,
so all right,
Randy's basement.
right, exactly. I got a kegerator right there. I'll take a six for sure.
We got a lot of good breweries popping up down there in Woodbridge, man. I mean, like Water's End's coming out soon, and Heroic's down there now, right? So
Heroic and what's it called? Beer Republic. I always get their name. It's Beer Republic Brew Works or Brew Republic Beer Works. There you go.
Tongue twister, man.
I'm telling you, man. So yeah, we got options out here. You guys know the dudes at Water's End?
Yeah, actually, Zach Moden and I used to work together. So
Oh,
we have a friendship that developed through that.
Okay. I promise I won't name drop when I go in there.
Nah.
So just to recap, we got Triple Crossing, Penn Druid, RAR. Yeah, that's all you mentioned, right? I think.
So far.
Okay.
We have one more.
So, one more?
Yeah.
Please.
And the last one confirmed is with Heist out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
Ah,
Nice.
they're relatively new, right?
They've been open for 2 or 3 years now.
Okay.
But they're starting to do similar IPA styles as us. So they're going to come up here Monday, actually, so a week from yesterday, and brew a coconut vanilla double IPA.
Ooh,
Come on.
I like it. I like the sound
Come
of that.
on, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Kai, you said 2.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking of other like local businesses that we work with. We've developed a really good friendship with a handful of people. Like Drew was saying, like we see ourselves in specific bottle shops or growler filling locations, some specific restaurants and things like that. So we've been working closely like with Buffalo Wing Factory on a collab, and our buddy Sergio out at Ashburn Wine and Liquors, or the Ashburn Bottle Shop. I think most people call it that. So
Yeah.
he's been fantastic. Got us set up with the Buffalo Wing Factory to work on something special, and we're hoping that turns into a small series to run from the beginning of expansion through the wintertime, where you'll see a handful of different things pop up.
Y'all, I'm gonna start calling y'all the Collab Kings. You guys
Not yet. Just this past week.
Yeah.
Are you going to be in any other festival other than the Snelligaster, or?
We'll be down at Virginia Craft Beer Festival this weekend.
Okay.
Cool. And
I'll pick you guys up when you come to Extreme Beer Fest.
Oh, yeah, when's that?
In February.
Awesome.
Send us a link. Let's get that set up.
Oh, I like that. All right.
There is. I forgot what I was going to say. had a brain fart. So nonetheless, guys, I gotta tell you, man, we are, we consider you guys to be friends of the show, right? I mean, because we have a relationship. We've been to your brewery. We've interviewed you guys before. You guys treated us fantastically when we were there. So that said, we are incredibly excited about what you guys have going on. I think I mentioned to you before that I'm elated that I have this quality, this style of beer of this quality, essentially in my backyard. Everybody's doing the New England IPA, but the thing that I think sets you guys apart is that not only is it important to you that the beer tastes good, but it's also important that the beer has the proper mouthfeel. I don't think that everybody who's brewing that style puts an emphasis on mouthfeel, and I think that's what sets you apart, and I love that. So we wish you nothing but the best. I hope that you guys get more and more collaborations, because that's just going to put your names out there even more. It's already out there more than, Andrew said earlier that you guys are doing like 500 barrels now. And I mean, I don't think there's ever been a more popular 500 barrel brewery, at least not that I know of. So, I mean, I've seen reviews of your beer from Joe. He's a popular YouTube reviewer. He's in San Diego. He's reviewed your beer. I've seen people trading your beer for crazy stuff, and it's just a testament of who you guys are as brewers and how passionate you are about the product that you're putting out into the marketplace. And when other brewers agree to start doing collaborations, that means that you're doing something right. People are already buying the hell out of your beer, and when other breweries decide that they want to brew with you, you're doing it right for the customer and for your industry mates, for lack of a better expression. So thank you so much for your time. Wish you guys nothing but the best, and keep doing it the way that you're doing it.
And maybe we're gonna do a gathering at the brewery once they open. Maybe we can schedule something. Maybe draw a group of people going down there.
Totally.
That'd be great.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for your time, folks watching. Please be sure to join us on this Thursday on our normal scheduled episode of Pints and Quarts, where we're going to be interviewing Jackie O's Brewery out of Ohio. I can't remember what city they're in, but we're going to have Jackie O's out of Ohio. Athens, Ohio, 9:30 on this coming Thursday, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. So until then, cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.
Cheers.